to make vacation memory jars. So obviously the first thing that we need is a jar. I get all of my jars at Hobby Lobby. They have all different sizes and shapes and colors. Just make sure that it's something that's going to fit all of your vacation trinkets and something that is clear and doesn't have anything blocking view into the jar. Like sometimes mason jars have the embossing writing on them and it's hard to see through the glass then. So just plain glass is the best. Clear glass is the best. I got this one for $2 at Hobby Lobby. It was on sale. So that is the one I chose for this vacation jar. And all of this stuff is from our road trip to Missouri. So the first thing I collect on our trip for each of my jars is a sample of sand or dirt from the area. Usually it's sand. I always find some sort of beach to collect sand on, so I do have a bag of sand that is from the shores of Lake of the Ozarks. So that is going to be the first thing to put in the jar. And you don't have to do the sand. I am just a beach lover and I like to have sand from all over the world and all over the country. So it's entirely up to you what you put in your jar. And then on your trip, it will be your job to collect a bunch of tiny trinkets that you can use to put into your jar. So I might actually adjust the camera because we've got a weird angle to see all of this. So hang on the floor. Alright, now we can see. So I collected a bunch of trinkets on the trip. The first stop we made was St. Louis, so I bought a tiny St. Louis arch. I saved the label off of the box that our Gooey Louie gooey butter cake came in. So we've got a cute little picture of Gooey Louie. I have 2 coins that were made in a machine. One's got the Capitol building and one has the arch. So I'm going to put those in. For the background of this jar, I'm going to use a photo of us from the arch. I also am going to tape some tickets and brochures to the back. One says Lake of the Ozarks, and then I've got a ticket from our bridal cave tour there. So that will become part of the background of the jar. And then we've got some bottle caps. We drank some Route 66 soda on the trip, so I saved a Route 66 soda cap and a beer cap from some beer that was brewed in Missouri. We've got a receipt for Marty Bird's restaurant, and that was the restaurant that was themed based on the show Ozark on Netflix. So I'm going to put that in there. And then I've got some business cards, one from Pappy's Smokehouse, one from a Route 66 outpost we stopped at, and one has a photo of our resort that we stayed at. So, I believe... Oh, and I've got a rock from our hike. I tried to put rocks, seashells, sea glass, other organic things in the jars. So, that is everything I'm going to put in here. So I'm going to go ahead and assemble this, and I will show you the final product. this one. Now this jar ended up being heavier on the paper stuff than I normally do. I did have a hard time finding smaller trinkets on our trip that would be good for the jar, so this one is more tickets and receipts and business cards than I normally do, but it's what I had, so I made it work. So I'll show you the finished product. So you can see we've got the arch in there and the coins and the bottle caps, and I used that rock to elevate the arch so that we can see it above some of the other items. The background you can see says Lake of the Ozarks. We've got a bridal cave ticket, and then over here is the photo of us back there. And then if you turn the jar, I put all of the other stuff on the outside. So we've got Gooey Louie, Pappy's Smokehouse, Marty Bird's Restaurant, and then our Route 66 outpost and our resort, and then another bridal cave ticket. So that is our Missouri jar that goes with our road trip. And then I'll go ahead and show you some of these other jars I've done in the past, just so you can have an idea. So this one is from the island of Curacao. And you can see I bought a bracelet with the name on there, a thimble with Curacao on it, a Chi-Chi doll, a magnet that has the colorful buildings of Curacao, and then my sand and shells and sea glass. And there's a little flag, I think that came with a drink. This one is from Cape May, New Jersey. So it says New Jersey. They've got all the beach rocks and stuff. The ferry that I took to the island. There's the lighthouse of Cape May, and on the back I have my ferry ticket. This one is Maryland, and in this one we've got an Old Bay, I think that's a drink coaster, something from the Hard Rock restaurant that we ate at, and bottle caps, sea glass, sand, I think that's a bar of soap from the hotel we stayed at. And then in the United States jars, I am trying to collect a state quarter for each jar, so that is a New Jersey quarter in there. Whenever I visit a place more than once, sometimes I run out of room in jars and I'll start separating them by city. So I've been to Florida several times, so this one is actually just for St. Augustine, Florida. And we've got the lighthouse that I went up into. I've got my wings from the airplane. I've got a mini cannon in here. There was an old fort, a historic fort that had cannons, so I bought that. I've got a business card from the ghost hunt I went on. The back has a bookmark showing the stained glass from one of the churches we visited. I often get these pressed pennies from locations to put in my jars. I've got a matchbook, and then all my beach stuff. This is from Chincoteague Island, the Pony Island. And I've got obviously a lot of ponies in here. I've got a keychain, an actual pony, a little snow globe, and then a buoy keychain. And the background of this one is a postcard. I believe it's got some of the ponies by the beach. Bahamas is another place that I've visited several times, so this is a combination of trips in here. My first casino experience was in Bahamas because I turned 21 there, so we've got a poker chip and a bracelet from Atlantis Casino, Bahama flag pin, thimble. I've got there's another pressed penny. And then when I get my hair braided on islands, I save my beads and I throw those in there so you can see beads. I think I bought some pins to support their Humane Society. And a bunch of seashells and stuff in there. This one is from Aruba. So we've got the bracelet, palm tree that says Aruba, a mini cruise ship since I went there on a cruise. In the back is my cruise card, I saved those. And then another bottle cap, and some Aruba currency is in there. And drink umbrellas are good to save for these too. This one is from North Carolina in the Outer Banks, and they've got wild ponies there, so I got a horse. This is a magnet that says OBX. I've got a rubber duck in there because the town we visited was called Duck, North Carolina. And I've got the state quarter in there, and the back again is a postcard. This one is from Michigan, so we've got a Michigan magnet. I've actually got two different kinds of sand in here. I was able to pick up some black magnetic sand off the beach our last trip there, so I got some of that in there. What do we got? The back is a childhood memory. It is a submarine I spent the night on with my Girl Scout troop, so I saved that. And then we went to Holland, Michigan, so I've got the little Dutch shoes right there. And last but not least, I did do one for my hometown, which is Chicago. And this one has a whole bunch of concert tickets, tickets to museums, train rides, all kinds of events I've attended in Chicago. We've got the skyline, we have Sue the dinosaur from the museum here. I believe that's a bracelet from Pride. The little teddy bear has the Chicago Blackhawks logo on it. It's my favorite team. So yeah, mostly tickets from all kinds of events that I've been to in the area. So that is my home jar. So I hope that that gives you a good idea of what to collect for your jars. So just make sure on your trip to buy tiny things, save receipts, business cards, hotel soaps, matches, drink umbrellas. All of that stuff is excellent. And then postcards and photos are great for backdrop. And then, what else? When you get home and you go to pick out your jar, just make sure you buy one that's going to be big enough to fit everything that you brought home. And like I said, Hobby Lobby is great because they do have a variety. And then I will go ahead and give you a clip of the shelf that I keep these on. I display them all the time. And I just really like having the memories for my trips because traveling means a lot to me. It makes my soul happy. So I think this is more fun than just pictures or scrapbooking, to actually have little trinkets and memories from the trip. So it's a great project for kids and adults. So I highly suggest doing it if you'd like to save your memories. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.